Welcome into the Coach Jake Gaines Show. I'm your host, David Simpson. Today's show is sponsored by Big Daddy Stitches. Joining me now is head football coach Jake Gaines, and we're going to recap Friday night's big region win over Centerpoint, 53-0. Coach, that game, big region game.
Yep.
First quarter, kind of sluggish a little bit,
Yeah.
but it seemed like y'all got your rhythm going, and kind of talk about the game a little bit.
Yeah, I definitely think first quarter offensively, wasn't as clean as it could have been, but defense was phenomenal, getting turnovers and getting stops, and we attempted 2 field goals, we made the one. We hooked a 50-yarder, but he definitely, he has the distance for that. But yeah, second quarter, scored, turnover score, got another turnover, scored again, and then second half was really good, really clean. Had a few young guys get some penalties late, but overall, penalties, I think we had 6 total, and then 4 came when we subbed it up. And they're effort penalties. I can live with the young O lineman trying to block and they're holding. One kid RKOing, but either way, hey, he's getting after it, and we'll take the effort penalties, especially with the young guys. But yeah, no, it was a good game. Good to get back on track.
So it looks like Centerpoint had been watching film the last 2 weeks because they run multiple quarterbacks and they were trying to run the quarterback a lot. Kind of discuss your defensive game plan.
Yeah, so they played 3 quarterbacks within the first 2 series. So it's different. It's kind of tough, to kind of figure out what they're wanting to do, because we know who they are offensively from the games that we watched, and then they did have a couple different wrinkles with the Q runs, and we've talked about on the show many times, when you run your quarterback, you're +1 in the run game, and so for us, we were having to add that extra fitter from the safety position to help us, fit it up, and I thought they did a good job of that. I think they had 1 third-down conversion. We were 9 for 10 on defense on third down until that last drive when we had a good bit of our subs in, and I think they converted 2. But yeah, I'm just really proud of us. We had to make some on-the-fly adjustments with the 3 quarterback system, and it was good.
Well, the defense, talk about your defense. They've caused a lot of turnovers to kind of get the game going. Kind of talk about your defense a little bit, how they played Friday night.
Absolutely. We're defensive. We had 6 turnovers, which is the most I can remember since I've been here. I'm sure there's been a good game or 2. Maybe we had 4 or 5, but we had 6. We have 3 interceptions, 3 fumbles, 3 fumble recoveries, and man, just so proud because we talk about it all the time. Playing complementary football where all 3 phases help each other, and when your defense is able to get turnovers, it just sucks the momentum. Obviously, we've been on the other side of that, and we were able just to kind of impose our will offensively through those turnovers because of the short fields, and they do have some guys going both ways, so those guys are having to just flip right over to the other side of the field and now try to have to get a stop. And but yeah, defense is playing good. Besides the 2 games versus the bigger opponents we had. I mean, we held Oxford to 7, and if you take away the interceptions versus Helena, we held them to 7 as well. So we've played some really, really good ball, and I know in 5A we've only given up 21 points to Jacksonville. Yeah. So so I'm very, very pleased, and we're going to have our hands full this week for sure.
Well, let's talk about your offense a little bit. I know Jake had a good night. He was 9 of 14 for 265 and 3 TDs. So offensively, your game plan was perfect. Can you kind of talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, we get in a we get in a predicament on offense because I know what everyone in the stand sees, and I know what people at home see with, man, just hand the ball to 6 and 8. That would be that day is coming. It's going to be about 20 degrees December and November, and there's going to be a day where we're going to have to line up in a heavy set and just run the ball. But we got so many playmakers. You want to spread the wealth. That's a big thing for us. We keep a touch chart, and we try to get our guys the ball because obviously we could throw it to Joe every snap. We could throw it to Rudd every snap. We could throw it to Aubrey every snap. And then Chipmunk and Colin are just as good in their own way. And so then you got the running backs, and now you guys seen Juju more. We're starting to get him going a little bit, and he's special. So, 8 guys that need to touch one football, and so it's tough to spread it around. So certain times at different points in the game, we're trying to force the ball to go to a certain player. And obviously, you know, if we're in a game and it's tight, we got to do what we got to do to score or move the ball or sustain drives. But, you know, Friday night after it got to 17-0, you know, we wanted to start getting different guys, different touches. And, but yeah, like just really, really proud of them. O-line, you know, did a great job. And then one thing Jake did, man, we got to shout him out because we've been working on our practice, is scrambling and taking a sack. It's okay to take a sack. And he took one. He got smashed in the mouth. They brought 7 guys. We had 5 and they had 7. We didn't get the ball, and that's okay. We lived to play the next play. Another time he scrambled, threw it out of bounds first time. And so that's him growing and getting better because he can make throws. He's a great quarterback. But, man, those are the little things if he keeps getting better at, man, we're going to be really good because we want to end every drive in a kick. And that's something we preach. And I don't think I've said that. So every drive needs to end in a kick, whether that's PAT, field goal, or punt. It has to end in a kick. That means no turnovers. So really proud of that because we did that on Friday night. There was well, we didn't punt, but there was no turnovers. So every drive ended in a field goal or kick.
You mentioned Juju Hill. I was down at pregame, and I really didn't realize how big he is, his legs and stuff. But Juju, you got 3 weapons in the backfield. Talk about your running backs just briefly.
Yeah, I mean, but everyone knows the beast and the K train. They've been premiered, and obviously getting KJ going more here as of late. But Juju, man, he's special. He's more of a Blaine Burke kind of back. You know, KJ and LeCamera are gonna run downhill. Now they got some moves in there, and KJ hit 21 miles per hour in a game, which is very fast. But Juju he's a scat back. He's so shifty. He's hard to tackle. You really can't find him when he gets in. And then his legs, man, they churn and they go. And so getting him more involved, we've kind of showed some of our 2-back stuff. And that's something that we're growing for the playoffs. If you remember last year, we didn't bust out LeCameron and Bravis together until this time last year. And then really in the playoffs, it became a staple. So we're priming that up, putting some stuff out there on tape and working it every week. And so you'll definitely see more 20 as the season goes on.
One last question about Friday night. As a head coach and your coaching staff, when do you decide when you have a big lead, okay, we're going to let the starters go this many series, third quarter, whatever? When do y'all decide that?
So it's really, it's not off the score, and I know a lot of people think that's probably what it's off. It's off of the number of plays that our starters play. And so we have a touch chart and we have a rep chart on defense for our substitutions. So like at halftime, I sit in there with both staffs and we look at that. When we're up pretty big, that we'll look at that and I'll say, all right, they need to go a minimum of 8 plays right here. This kid, he's done. He's played this, so the camera didn't touch the field second half because he got, he had 6 carries. KJ was at 2, Juju was at 1. So I was like, all right, no matter what, we're probably not going to have the ball but 2 or 3 times. So it's KJ and then it's Juju. And then you just do that by position. Ken Mallory was done after half. He played the entire first half, and that was able to get Willie and some other guys. So then the reps ended up being equal because I've never tried to run it up on someone, and I never will. Coach Freeman taught me that long time ago at Thompson. You don't do that. It comes back around. So really, however the score plays out, the score plays out. I think most people know that in those games we could try to go for 100 or we could go for – but we don't do that. Same with St. Clair. It just ended up being 55. That was just the score it ended at. I mean, we're not going for 55. We're just playing until there's zeros on the scoreboard. So, but yeah, that's a great question. But it's more about reps to me.
Well, the other team has to tackle you and stop you. Yeah. I mean, you're just running basic plays. You're not throwing the deep ball.
Super vanilla. Yeah. And I was super happy, man. Shout out to Alex King and Samuel Deschamps, Sammy D. We run the reverses to them, and that's not to. That wasn't a run it up. That was to get 2 seniors who work their tails off every day some love. So that's all that was.
That's awesome, Coach. Welcome back into the Coach Jake Gaines Show. Joining me now, senior running back Kevin James. We like to call him the K-Train. So KJ, Glad to have you with us today.
Thank you.
Had a good game Friday night. I got some stats here. You were 4 carries for 102 yards and 2 TDs. Talk
Yes, sir.
about Friday night a little bit.
Starting off in the game, first quarter, we had like a slow start, but sooner or later we found our rhythm and started making big plays.
So your role, you kind of know your role. You're a senior, but you give LeCameron some breathing room sometimes, let him get some rest. But when you come in, it's just like you're full force. Have you, preparing each week, you know what your job is.
Yes, sir.
So how do you deal with that each week?
Anytime my name's called, I just go out there and make big plays. I depend on my O-line to make the holes, and I just try to get yards.
And now we like to see you and Juju back there.
Yes, sir.
That's exciting backfield. So Friday night is a big region game against Leeds over at Leeds. Just talk about Friday night a little bit about Leeds.
Just another big game. It's going to be a hype game, a lot of trash talking on social media and everything. We just got to stay locked in and just focus on us and keep the game plan.
Did y'all try to stay off social media this week and not get caught up in that?
Yes, sir. Stay off of it.
Has anybody been looking at you recruiting-wise?
You know it's going to be a really fun time. Going to be a lot of fans, a lot of people, and just can't wait to see what the outcome be like.
So what's one thing the fans don't know about Big Willie? Something you like to do that they think, I can't believe Willie does that?
Oh, fishing.
Fishing?
Yes, sir. Fishing.
What type of fishing? Brim?
Brim,
or
yes,
all
sir.
kind of?
Brim, really. That's
Yeah.
the top one. That's my.
Are you good putting the crickets on or the worms? What do you?
The worms.
Worms.
Yes, sir. Worms, 100%.
Well, good deal, Willie. We thank you for. Has any colleges looked at you? Any?
Yeah, yes, sir. A couple of them. They text me as the weeks went on. Some text me. Some text me when I first got here. They text me.
That's good.
Yes, sir. 100%.
All right. Well, good. So we're hoping for a good game, a good healthy game Friday night and for the rest of the season. So thank you for coming out tonight.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
So when we come back, we'll talk to Coach Jake Gaines about the big game on the road at Leeds. You're watching the Coach Jake back into the Coach Jake Gaines Show, sponsored today by Big Daddy Stitches. Well, Coach, we know what this week holds. You're 3-0 in the region. I think, like you said, Friday night, mathematically, you earned one of the 4 spots here.
I think so, yeah.
But this is a big one for a lot of people here in Moody.
That's right.
And so talk about the matchup Friday night with Leeds.
Yeah, man, we're really excited. This is a game that, you know, on both sides you have circled. You're just looking forward to, because of the atmosphere the fans bring and create, the communities. You know, and it just feels like
ever since my first year, I mean, it's just been a really big game, and some great games. We've come out on top on 2, and they've gotten 2, and which makes it even more fun. The atmosphere is really good. They've got obviously great fans, great support, great community, and man, really looking forward to going over there Friday night.
I know this year they're a little bit different offensively with Connor graduating. So Sam Lawler's the quarterback.
Thank God.
He's already throwing.
Not to the Sam, just to Connor Nelson graduating.
Oh, yeah.
Thank God on that.
That's true.
Yeah, Sam's a great quarterback too, but man, Connor Nelson was special.
Looking at Max Preps this morning, he's already over 1,500 yards passing.
Yeah.
So they've kind of changed their, I guess, their offensive philosophy some. So how are you going to prepare for that?
What we're trying to do, and yeah. But yeah, it'll be different this year for sure.
Yeah, one thing I know, homecoming is a tough week for you coach-wise. You keep everybody. To me this week, and maybe I'm just know because I'm alumni from Leeds, there's a lot of people on the Moody side that went to Leeds, but it's kind of brother against brother. A lot of the players kin to a lot of Leeds players, they're friends and stuff. How do you just keep them focused? And your staff does a great job with this, keeping them that one game.
Yeah.
We're in it because Moody's in it.
Yeah, it is tough. I mean, this week might be tougher just because, like you said, the connections. I mean, there's cousins on the team. There's family members all over on that side, on both sides, and there's like a lot of deep-rooted connections through church, through all sorts of things between Moody and Leeds, our players. And so, how do you do that? Well, you got to have a great week. You got to focus on the right things, and you got to keep the main thing, which is executing on Friday night for 48 minutes. So our kids understand that. I think we're in year 4 now. We're in the meat of it, game 8, and I think if I hadn't got it through to them yet, I never will. It's about us. Let's go over there and let's make it about us. Let's not do anything special, do anything that makes our kids feel like it's a bigger game than it is. That's something I learned my first year. Don't change the way you practice. Don't talk about things differently. Like if you never talk about X, Y, and Z, don't bring X, Y, and Z up to the team, because the kids, they notice it and they know everything. They're smart. You know, they'll play dumb, you know, sometimes in the classroom, but they're smart and they know. And so for us as a staff, we just met. It's just, hey man, make it about us. Let's have a great week and let's go do what we do.
This is more of a fans game. So you mean the fans get more involved in it just because of the connections with everybody. So, well, Coach, we're praying and hoping for a good week of practice and looking forward to Friday night. The game is at 7 p.m. at Homer Smiles Field. Now, there's a lot of construction going on at Leeds. They're building them a new athletic facility as well. So there's one entranceway into the stadium. Parking is available, but they also are offering shuttle buses to the stadium. So look on social media this week. I'm sure Moody Football will put some stuff out about all the transportation that's available to Homer Smiles Stadium. Kickoff is at 7 p.m. Like I said, 411 Network will start around 6 p.m. Again, we want to thank Big Daddy Stitches for being today's sponsors of the Coach Jake Gaines Show. We'll see you Friday night at Leeds. Go Blue Devils.
Football there. Football there. Football everywhere. What? How is that a flag?
He landed on him after the sack. That's roughing the passer.
Huh. Okay, what if he hit him high?
Yes, sir. Oh, wow.
And low?
That's good.
Well, what if he couldn't stop his body like a human, so he ends up trampling him, and then he's like, oh, no, and he tries to go back, and he tramples him some more, and he's like, I'm so sorry, I'm a buffalo. I don't know my strength compared to you.
Wait, what?
Come on, ref, let the boys play.
As respected industry leaders,
we are here,
working hard for you
in an effort to provide you with
excellence in sports medicine
and excellence in sports injury prevention.
We're here for the coaches,
athletic trainers and mentors
who are shaping the next generation of legends.
We are here
to help keep your kids and family
safe and healthy.
We are here for you,
aggressively pursuing
victory over injury.
Are you looking to purchase a property? We can help with that. Looking to buy land or investment property? We can help with that. Looking to list your property? We can help with that.
We are Exit Realty Crossroads, and we are here to help people buy and sell real estate.
As a superintendent, anytime you're designing and building new facilities, they're thinking about how do we make sure that that school can function not only for today, but in 25 years to 50 years.
I do know about running a school system, but I did not know a whole lot about construction. So Scout, just having them on board is just tremendous.